Hello, my dear friends in YouTube, my new friends. How are you there? I'm so thankful for those who watch, even though you don't thumbs up or like my video. But I believe there will be time you like my video, the topics that I will talking and or discussing. But yeah, for the meantime that I'm not going out, yeah, have some topics to talk about to continue my vlog. But don't worry, friends, there would be time I would go. Like later tonight, we'll be going out and I will have another vlog. And in the next few, maybe in the next few days or a week from now, if I could already have a walking exercise, I will let you see our place here in Rockford, in US. And there would be time also, I'm not so sure yet when, I will show you our house. It's one of my vlog. And for a change, and yeah, there would be, we have lots of incoming, looking forward, especially for our certification. I call certification because it's only, it would last, I think, more than a week, maybe say 8 days, something. So I'm planning every place that we had passed, that we had stopped, I would make a vlog. So I think you would be interested of that because we have to go a lot of states. I don't maybe say 7 or 5 states that we had to pass. So you can see more places in the United States. So, going to the eastern side because my place is in the Midwest or middle of the United States, upper northern Midwest. Okay. Okay, my topic is about K-12. Okay, so as what I've heard in the Philippines, especially the parents who don't understand well about K-12, as possible, K-12 must be, those parents who are not convinced or doesn't want K-12, they just don't understand, especially as parents there in the olden times. We're now in the new generation. The new generation are our children, or yeah, our children needs more education because lot of competition. And on that time that the K-12 was not emphasized in the Philippines and was not practiced, our kind of education there was so behind by other countries, especially in the Asia. We are the only, we're the only in Asia that who has no K-12 on that time. Good that when President Duterte was the president, I think it was Mr. President Duterte started that, or I'm not so sure, but yeah, I think President Duterte's, or correct me if I'm wrong that, but as what I've known that yeah, the K-12, because if you don't have K-12 and your children would come in some places or some countries and abroad, they were behind when looking for a job. They would be always, even though how much they finished their studies in college, they would not work in the field of their education they had finished, because our kind of education in the Philippines was lacking. So we're behind. So all those professionals who came here in US or other countries, when they came here, they're not treated as professional. So they could not work in their in their in the course that they taught. So mostly they would start from the beginning. You don't know. I know the Philippines would not say to their families what they're doing, but mostly here they really started from the beginning. Some of those became a little janitorial job, whatever, but they could not work in their work until they would stay here longer, and they could have more experience. Yeah, that's the time they could have a good job. Or but even though so long, but if they study here, that's the time they could have a good job. Even our doctors here in US is thought that they came here. When they came here, they're already doctor. No, when they came here, they would start also as as a professional. They might be like a nurse. They won't work as a doctor. So for the doctor here, when you know that they're a doctor here, no, when they came here, they would still work, study more, because they would not be accepted here as a doctor. They would not work as a doctor, and because as what I've said earlier, we are lacking of subjects, or we are behind. So they won't consider our doctors as a real doctor, unless when they come here in US, they would have to study again, and they could finish. Sometimes they would our professionals would specialize something, what kind of or if it is a doctor, they would specialize what kind of specialty that they would have, and they really have to work to study. But for those, there are also exceptional, for those who could work here, that in their profession, that's really really lucky Filipino. If that happened in 100%, maybe less than 5% that would happen to the Filipinos, and even to all nationalities, especially for those who are lacking in their field of education. But mostly it really applies in for us, for the Filipinos, because we are lacking. But as what I knew from, even though when I'm just new here in US, in the it's only our country who has no K-12 in the Asian countries. That is why in the field of competition, they would rather um, select the other countries like Indian or other nationalities. They would accept them more than ours, because than the Filipinos, because the Filipinos is lacking for in the field of education. and we're the only, as what I knew from my friends and my Asian friends, we're the only Asian countries that we don't have K-12. So good that we have now a K-12, because especially most of the Filipinos have an ambition to come here in US or in other parts of the globe. So they could pursue their studies. And especially in K-12, yeah, there would be a big possibility that they could work in their field of education here. Like those dentists, when they come here, no, they could even assistant. They could not work as an assistant doctor. They must have to study here yet. So that is why we really need of the K-12, because the K-12 would be the one who could compete the global kind of education. So we could compete others, because as according to them, we're lacking also in English, where our English was behind, because they finished K-12. Even the Americans, they're Americans already, but they could not study in college without the finishing the junior high and senior high, as we called it here in the Philippines, K-12. So for those who are really against that, they don't only know, especially in this field, in this new generation, they really need it. So hopefully, for those who could listen in this video who doesn't know, because you know how they treated the Filipinos here, for those who are already professional and they haven't worked in their profession, no, they treated us just like they maltreated us. That it's not what I mean, degraded us. They degraded us in our in the field of education, mostly of the the professionals here. But no, the Filipinos don't tell that. But I'm just telling the truth. But some Filipinos, they don't apply that. They don't tell our fellow Filipinos, especially to their families, because they feel ashamed to or shy. So hopefully for those who could listen to this video, who don't know about it, they would be aware and awakened about the K-12. Okay, for this topic, this is only I could say that Filipinos really need, the young generation needs K-12. Okay, that's all for now, and bye-bye, and hopefully my topic now is you find interested. And please, my fellow Filipinos, be friendly. I know that we are known as a friendly people. Okay, bye-bye. And please thumbs up and be friendly and subscribe my channel. Okay, bye-bye.